Welcome friends, let us continue to study about the pumps on my YouTube channel. Kindly like, share and subscribe my YouTube channel. In today's lecture, we are going to study about the construction and working of positive displacement pump and particularly reciprocating type pump, and in that reciprocating pump with air vessel. So this is a sketch for the reciprocating pump with the air vessel. So here you can see that in the reciprocating pump, air vessels are connected. Air vessel is connected with the suction pipe as well as air vessel is connected with the discharge pipe. Now what is air vessel? Air vessels are a closed container or a closed vessel in which half part is filled up with the water, that is the bottom portion is filled up with the water, and upper half part is filled up with the compressed air. So upper half is having air. These air vessels are installed very near to the suction valve and discharge valve to avoid the friction or separation. It means air vessels, whether in suction pipe or a discharge pipe, they are connected near to the suction valve as well as the discharge valve. Now the importance of air vessel. Without air vessel, if we are not using the air vessel, friction head increases and reaches a maximum value at mid stroke and decreases to 0. It means if we are not using the air vessel, then whenever piston is moving from your left hand side to right hand side, the friction head is going to increase and it will be maximum at the mid stroke and then after it will decrease. And if we use the air vessel, it means with air vessel, frictional head is constant throughout the stroke. It means if we use the air vessel, friction head will be constant. So it will not be increasing or it will not be decreasing. It will be the uniform. And friction head prevents the liquid to be lifted. So now what is the, you can say, effect of friction head? So friction head prevents the liquid to be lifted. So if the friction head is more, it will prevent more liquid to be lifted. And if it is uniform, then the uniform liquid will be lifted. Let us see the construction. This one is the cylinder. This is the suction pipe, this is the sump level, this is the suction valve, this is the discharge pipe, overhead tank, and that is nothing but the discharge valve. This is the air vessel connected to the suction pipe, and this is the air vessel which is connected to the discharge pipe. Normally, without air vessel, what happens actually? Our first stroke is crank moves from 0 to 180 degree, right? And piston moves from left to right. That is my first stroke. So that is the first stroke you can see here. Clear? That piston is moving from left to right and crank moves from 0 to 180 degree. And second stroke, crank moves from 180 to 360 degree and piston moves from right to left. Now let us see the first stroke with the air vessel. So with the air vessel, what is the first stroke? First stroke is crank moves from 0 to 90 degree only and piston moves from left to mid. Clear? So as we know that if we use the air vessel, then friction head is constant, and if we don't use the air vessel, friction head is increasing and at the middle it will be more. But so for that let us study the working of air vessel. And the first stroke, crank moves from 0 to 90 degree and piston moves from left to mid. During that time what will happen? The vacuum will be generated in this region will be more. Due to more vacuum, more liquid will be lifted. And as the more liquid is lifted, it requires more space in the cylinder. But the piston is at the mid, so the less space is available in the cylinder. So we have the more liquid, but less space in the cylinder. So what will happen? The extra liquid will be filled up inside the air vessel. So extra liquid will be entering into the air vessel and the air will be compressed. So at the top air will be compressed. So that is the first stroke when piston moves from left to mid. Now let us go for the next. Now piston moves from mid to right. So crank moves from 90 to 180 degree. Piston moves from mid to right. During that time what happens? Vacuum generated is less because already water is filled up. As the water is or the liquid is filled up, vacuum generation will be less. And as the less vacuum is generated, less liquid will be lifted up. But the space in the cylinder is more because now piston is at the right hand side portion. So we have more space in the cylinder but less liquid is lifted. So in that case what will happen? The compressed air exerts the pressure on extra liquid. So whatever the extra liquid was filled up previously here, on that air will be exerting pressure and that liquid, that extra liquid is filled up inside the cylinder. So that is the, you can say, working of air vessel in the suction pipe. Similarly, the air vessel works in the discharge pipe also. So now, again understand this thing. Without air vessel, friction head increases and reaches a maximum value. So whenever piston reaches to the mid value, position, friction head is more. And due to that, less liquid will be lifted and less liquid will be filled up. But if we use the air vessel, then friction head will be less and ultimately throughout constant. So more liquid will be lifted and it will be filled up inside the cylinder. Now what are the advantages of air vessel? To obtain the liquid at uniform discharge. So that we have studied how the air vessel helps in uniform discharge. Reciprocating pump can run at high speed without flow separation. So due to the air vessel, it can run at the high speed. Reduce the possibility of separation and cavitation. That is some kind of, you can say, disadvantages can be reduced if we use the air vessel. Suction head can be increased by increasing the length of pipe below the air vessel. It means we can lift the more amount of the liquid inside the cylinder. Large amount of power is saved due to low acceleration head. So as we use the air vessel, the friction head and the acceleration head reduces, and due to that, amount of power required is reduced. So these are the advantages if we use the air vessel. Now we are going to study the reciprocating pump, and in that case advantage. So advantage of reciprocating pump. It can be single acting, double acting, and whatever it may be. So reciprocating pump can deliver the required flow rate very precisely. So that is the one advantage. Second, it gives the continuous rate of discharge. It can deliver fluid at very high pressure. So that is the main advantage of reciprocating pump, that it can deliver the fluid at very high pressure. No priming is needed in case of the reciprocating pump. It means we are not required to remove the air and fill the liquid at the starting of the pump, right? That we are going to study when we are going to study the centrifugal pump. So in centrifugal pump priming is required, but in reciprocating pump priming is not required. And efficiency of centrifugal pump is 10 to 20% higher than the centrifugal pump. So these are the advantages of the reciprocating pump. Disadvantage: pump is very costly because capital cost is very high. So initial cost is very high. Viscous liquids are difficult to pump using the reciprocating pump. So if we are required to pump or increase the pressure of viscous fluid, then it is very difficult. Maintenance cost of the pump is very high, as there is a large number of parts and the rotating parts, particularly reciprocating motion. And last one is flow rate is less. So we are not getting the more amount of the liquid to be lifted. Application: it is used in the vehicle washing centers. It used in the small hand operated pumps such as cycle pumps, football pumps. It is used as an important part of hydraulic jack. It is commonly used in the gas industries or some of the industries like oil industries, petroleum industries, and it is also utilized in the pneumatic pressure systems. In case of any query, kindly ask in the comment box. Kindly like, share and subscribe my YouTube channel.